Aidan Helmer sat in a bustling tavern, his black eyes boring into his pale hand as his thoughts churned over how his current situation came to be. His son, his 8-year-old child, had magically blasted him from the Isle of Quilden 2 nights before. Aidan had crashed into the icy springtime sea and felt as though 1,000 knives were shredding him down to the bone. His magic could only warm him so much when he was surrounded by the antithesis element to his own magic. When he had broken the surface of the Alcide Sea's waters, he noted that he was already aglow, his magical essence flickering as he burned more and more power to stave off the cold. He swam and swam, until at long last a fishing vessel picked him up. Bringing him onto its slick deck, the fisherman turned out to be a loathsome human neighbor, Mr. Corway.
"Ah, Mr. Helmer. I'll take you to the mainland first. I have to make it to the market, you see, but don't worry. My wife is waiting for me and can see about getting you a hot meal. Why were you swimming at this time of year? Could catch your death. Or is this one of them funny witch things?"
The lug of a man had prattled on, but eventually Aidan was able to get back onto shore, and now the time had come to reorganize his plans. Finlay had finally discovered his power. Lightning had struck down on the earth. Was the boy a fire witch like his father, or was he deficient like his mother? Aidan gave a dark chuckle. If Finn were a fire witch, perhaps he could be forgiven after a robust lesson or two. Odds were that the boy would have to sleep for weeks after what he had just performed, so there was no hurry to return. Kate would be fretting over her son, and Aidan knew he'd have to bring more food to her if he wanted a hot meal made. It didn't seem worth it. Not yet, anyway. If only he had a way of keeping tabs on the little whelp. It'd save him some time and energy if he could know whether Finn was worth keeping alive and merely doling out proper discipline, or if he needed to show the boy what a pure fire witch could do against a weak, mutated witch. Shaking his head, Aidan brought his thoughts back to the present. He would return later, but now was the perfect excuse to pursue his true purpose with all his might, free of his wife and son dragging him down. He'd gather the few pure elemental witches he had recruited in his effort to overthrow the current coven of Whitaker, and from there, should he travel to Ostis? It was far. Though Saulia had proven more or less pointless, and Zava was too near the isle where the core members of the coven resided. A figure took a seat across from Aidan, forcing his black eyes upward to glare at whoever had made the mistake of seeking his company uninvited. However, who sat across from him made him go still. Straightening slowly, Aidan fixed them with a level stare.
"So, to what do I owe this unexpected visit?"
Present day. Norman sat at the council room table with his hands slightly clasped. His crown was making his head ache, but he knew better than to forego formalities at such a time. Aidan Helmer sat a few chairs down on his left, wearing a long velour plum-coloured coat that looked thin and breezy. Otherwise he wore a black tunic and matching trousers. While his clothes were casual, however, his dark eyes surveying the nobility around him with a small, insolent smile were not.
"His Majesty King Matthias will be taking Lord Philip Pierover back into custody and will place him under arrest at his family estate for a total of 5 years,
Aidan explained, while leaning back comfortably in his chair.
"That is obscenely lenient, insultingly so,"
Earl Lawrence snapped darkly.
"Old Philip Pierover violated not only Daxarian laws, but Travakian ones as well. Are you saying King Matthias is forgiving this malicious movement? How suspicious."
Aidan turned a charming smile to the man.
"Lord Pierover has long been hot-headed. I am given to understand that one of his many crimes was even harassing my own son. 5 years of his political power being stripped is more than fair in Travak's harsh environment."
"That's right. Your son was one of his targeted people while under my roof."
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.